I have been running straight for a long time on this floor of the teaching building, and I have summed up a pattern. There is a toilet every 5 classrooms. I ran endlessly for 10 minutes, and behind me was the female monitor who was determined to kill me. I was lazy as a waste on weekdays, and I would be out of breath if I ran for 5 more minutes. In this class, I ran for more than 20 minutes. I rushed into the toilet again, where I could temporarily hide and rest. At this time, I looked at my watch and found that there were only 25 minutes left. And this time, there was a figure in the toilet. The person had a broken face and broken limbs, but she stood straight, standing in front of the mirror in the toilet and looking at herself. At this time, I was almost 100% sure that she was the girl who was assaulted in the academic affairs office just now, but the difference was that she had fallen to death. I forced myself to suppress the fear in my heart. Are you the girl who committed suicide last year? The girl in front of the mirror spoke, her face full of pus and blood, which made my scalp numb. I'm sorry, I look like this. Maybe I scared you. She spoke calmly, as if she had accepted her own death, and continued to say to me, many things in this world are opposite. If you want to escape, you can't trust what you see in front of you too much. After saying that, she smiled at me in front of the mirror, including me. Her expression of good and evil is even more creepy than the squad leader who is chasing me outside. Just as I was thinking, the squad leader's very tragic screams suddenly came from the corridor. Then, the man followed closely and cursed, "Damn bitch. You can't run away." Even more terrifying than the female squad leader is this pervert hiding in the teaching department. I felt desperate. Bang, bang, bang. The pervert seemed to notice me in the toilet and banged on the door frantically. Damn it. Manly. Don't hide. Come out. Wait. He knows my name? How could this pervert know me? 6. I leaned against the door, trying to stop the fat man who wanted to rush in by brute force, while listening to the girl in front of the mirror. If you can still leave this toilet alive, then look for scattered clues. However, her expression became more and more weird, and her voice was no longer so peaceful. Otherwise, you will stay here forever. Accompany me. How do you feel about never being able to rest in peace? Is she crazy? I think she is crazy too. I looked at my watch. The rules state that you can't stay in the toilet for more than 3 minutes, and at this time, the pointer on the watch is gradually approaching the last minute. Compared with the brutal and perverted man outside, the toilet seemed to be a little better. But what would happen if 3 minutes were exceeded? The rules didn't say. 9, 8, 7. In the countdown of the second hand, the whole toilet was like a pile of gradually collapsing data, becoming a multi-frequency flickering phantom. I opened the door and rushed out at the last second. Then the toilet disappeared, and even the entrance door turned into a solid wall. It was a close call. I almost got stuck here forever. Fortunately, the man was gone. I was just glad that I could take a breath. But the female squad leader actually dragged her bloody leg and limped after me. Her right leg seemed to have been broken by someone with a sharp object. This must have been done by that perverted man. I began to hate him, and even felt sympathy for the female squad leader who was chasing me. According to my guess, I tried to communicate with the female monitor for the first time. Don't kill me. You should kill the director who killed your sister. Right? But she didn't listen at all. Of course, if he wants to die, you have to die too. Oh my God. This is simply unreasonable. She and I are not in the same grade at all. And the newspaper also wrote at the time that her sister was psychologically fragile and could not withstand the director's sharp criticism. So she jumped out of the window in revenge, and the police evidence did not point to homicide. Even if there were bystanders, it was definitely not me. I don't know them at all. Communication failed. She found a baseball bat from somewhere and chased me viciously. Fortunately, her legs and feet are not very agile now, and I easily shook her off. But the corridor is endless, like a Mobius strip. When I walked to the door of the teaching office, I remembered this sentence. Try to find the scattered clues. I didn't hesitate and pushed open the door of the academic affairs office again. This time, there was no sound inside. The neat lesson plans and clean desks seemed to indicate that no unbearable crimes had ever happened. Camera? Are all the evidences in the camera? I looked around for red spots. But unfortunately, the school did not install cameras in the office. Could it be that the scene of violence just now was deliberately confused by the world? According to the setting, isn't everything the opposite? But entering here in the dark, I must not see such obvious clues. So I calmed down, opened the drawer, and turned over one by one. At this time, a bunch of photos appeared in the man's drawer. The lens was shaky and the focus was messy, but the characters were clear. It was obviously deliberately taken, secretly. And in that photo, there appeared a pair of twin sisters. They were completely different from what I saw now. Under the camera, they were sunny and bright, with clear eyes. So beautiful and harmonious. Then, among the photos of the sisters, there was a photo of me. At this time, the phone on the table, which was covered by the teaching plan, suddenly lit up. But there was a password lock on it, so I couldn't proceed to the next step. But since this position belongs to the perverted male director, his phone must be very important. This may be a key clue. I took the phone and hid it in my palm, but was startled by the man who suddenly appeared behind me. The smile on his mouth was a flattering threat. I like good children. As long as you are obedient, I promise not to hurt you. This is the usual rhetoric of the evil people. I don't believe it.